Elon Musk says that Tesla will start to offer insurance for its cars and can price it better than a typical insurance company because of the data it collects from all the vehicles on the road. You've talked about the threat of autonomous vehicles on the insurance business, but what about the threat to Geico of automobile companies themselves getting into the insurance business? And on a very similar topic, Tesla recently announced that they're shifting to an online-only sales model, and several traditional auto dealerships are also reducing their property holdings as car buyers increasingly use smartphones and the internet to shop for cars. What does this portend for Berkshire Hathaway Automotive?
Yeah. Actually, General Motors had a company for a long time called Motors Insurance Company, and various companies have tried it. I would say that the success of the insurance company, of the auto companies getting into the insurance business, are probably about as likely as the success of the insurance companies getting into the auto business. I worry much more about Progressive than all of the auto company possibilities that I could see in terms of getting an insurance business. It's not an easy business at all, and I would bet against any company in the auto business being any kind of an unusual success. The idea of using telematics in terms of studying people's driver's habits, that's spreading quite widely, and it is important to have data on how people drive, how hard they brake, how much they swerve, all kinds of things. So I don't doubt the value of the data, but I don't think that the auto companies will have any advantage to that. I don't think they'll make money in the insurance business. Using the internet to shop for cars is like, using the internet for shopping for everything. It's another competitor, and there's no question that people will look for better ways. Now, the gross margin on new cars is about 6% or thereabouts. So there's not lots of room in the game, but that will be a method, and that will sell some cars. And if there are, it's another competitor. But I don't think it destroys the auto dealer who takes good care of the customers and is there to service the customers. And it's not an overwhelming threat, but it's obviously something that's going to be around and will sell some cars. Charlie?
Again, nothing.
Okay. If you look at the leading candy bars, for example, for the last 50 years, I think you'll find Snickers on top, and then you got M&Ms. You got two types, so they don't combine the peanuts with the other ones. But I think they're number 2 and 4, and Hershey's in there number 3 or something of the sort. Yeah, I can't take them on. I don't think Elon can take them on. They have moats. When you go into a drugstore, 7-Eleven or something, and you say, I would like a Snickers bar, and the owner says, oh, I've got something, the Musk bar, at 10 cents off the Snickers bar, you say, give me the Snickers. And if he doesn't give you the Snickers, you go across the street and buy the Snickers. The brands are moats, I mean, obviously. And if you try to, this product is selling, to hundreds of millions of people who want Coca-Cola. If you say, I'll sell you something for 2 cents less, or I've got some celebrity's name on it. They actually, Richard Branson tried Virgin Cola in the United States about 15 or 20 years ago. And a million others have been tried. So I don't really have the same urge to produce automobiles that he apparently has to produce candy. But I don't suggest that he take on Snickers.
You're taking me literally and stepping away from the real story here, which is kind of this war of words between you and Charlie and Elon. And I just want, do you even know Elon Musk?
I've never said anything negative about Elon. I mean, you're baiting me a little bit to do it. But,
I am.
But I've never, people like his car and everything. But somebody mentioned that now he's talking about financing. Something this morning about that. I thought I heard that earlier.
Yes, well, actually, Andrew just read some headlines where it looked like Tesla may be going back to market to pick up some additional financing. I'm not entirely sure.
Well,
all I heard was the headline.
That's what I call a counter-revelation. I mean, Charlie, because I think it was just a few days ago they said they wouldn't need financing. But he's trying something to improve a product, and I salute him for that. And the American public will decide whether it's a success, and it's not easy. It's probably easier to develop a new car than to compete with Snickers. But some products have terrific moats. Probably Elmer's glue does. WD-40. I mean, there's just certain things that you are not much inclined to be dissatisfied with and see. And I would say that, incidentally, that the iPhone, has a terrific moat. I mean, people that have an iPhone, or maybe have some other phone, but they want to continue with the product that they've got. They want the new version. It's just easier for them. They've learned how to do everything, and their life's built around it and all of that. And moats are very useful. Costco has a moat in people's mind. I mean, Amazon can raise the price of Prime, 20%, and you can't do that unless you've built something within that image of the Amazon Prime that's based on reality, that you're going to get a lot for your money and you're going to want to use it. And then you can raise prices $20. But if you're selling, some commodity product, you can't do that.
If we have driverless cars, is that going to be an issue for the auto insurance companies like a Geico?
The answer is yes. I think it's a long way off, but there's no question. Anything that makes cars safer is very pro-social, and it's bad for the auto insurance industry. But nevertheless, the auto insurance industry has always worked on making cars safer. I mean, they've led the way on things like seat belts and all that. But if there are no accidents, there's no need for insurance. And I think there will be a big reduction in accidents over a longer period of time. And of course, it already has. I mean, cars have been made way, way safer. But now when you start making the driver safer, that would be a big, big jump. And that'll happen someday. And when it happens, there'll be a whole lot less auto insurance written.
Yeah. In the meantime, auto accidents have gone up, as you pointed out, over the weekend because of drivers who aren't paying attention. They're
just the last
texting,
year. I mean, generally speaking, the trend has been fabulous over the years. And, we literally have gone from 15 deaths per 100 million vehicle miles down to something close to 1. I mean, that was huge. You got to give Ralph Nader credit for some of that. And but last year there was an uptick, which it seemed, well, there were more miles driven, but I'm expressing this in terms of miles driven. So you have to say that there was some other variable, and I think it's just almost has to be distracted driving.
Charlie and Bill, Warren has said repeatedly that he thinks the driverless cars is quite a ways in the distance. Do you two agree with that assessment? You think it's at least 10 years down the road?
Yeah, even though the technology is very good today because of trying to understand the liability issues, you'll see experiments in a few leading edge cities around the world during the next decade. And if those go well, it'll start to spread. So it's certainly more than 15 years off before it'd be a meaningful percentage of cars driven.
Charlie?
It's intrinsically a very difficult thing to do. People are going to want to drive faster than the speed limit and so forth, and the software is not going to allow it. I think there are going to be lots of problems. But Berkshire has experienced technological destruction before. One of the earliest examples came from Bill Gates. We had this wonderful company that made this wonderful encyclopedia that produced $50 million of net income every year like clockwork. And Bill gave away a free encyclopedia with every bit of Microsoft software. And away went a large part of our profits from the encyclopedia business forever.
And he grew up on the World Book. I mean,
he grew up on it. He's a trader, that's right. And it helped him. It helped him make his fortune, and now he destroyed it. It's just the way he is.
Bill, let's talk about Microsoft, because Satya Nadella came in, and a lot of people kind of scratched their heads. They didn't know too much about him, didn't expect him, but he's done a pretty phenomenal job, and the stock has come up pretty sharply as a result. What do you think about the job he's doing, and why do you think that Microsoft is really resonating so much on Wall Street these days?
Well, I think the software industry as a whole has so much opportunity to improve things. And